Yo, what is going on, y'all? This is Jae Grind from the BX on the Jae Grind podcast. Well, today we got someone super dope. He is a dope videographer. I'm sure he has so many other talents. From the Bronx, I'm assuming, and his name is Amaury. So everybody, shout out Amaury. Amaury, tell the fans a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, guys? So, my name is Amaury. I'm a videographer. I do like multiple content creating. I could do videography, photography, filming. Like I could pretty much do a lot of things in like regards in the video. Um, like just anything involving with like video content. Like I'm pretty much involved in that. I've been doing this for about I would say like 10 years now. But other than that, like I'm just trying to get my feet wet. I'm just really fortunate and I'm grateful for Jay for actually giving me this opportunity to actually talk with like everyone here. But yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, just to like let you know, like it's my first podcast, so it's like it's just a little bit odd to me. So like I'm trying to not get as like nervous as I am, but like I'm trying here. So
Nah, you good. You doing your thing. Look, it's all about
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So I'm grateful to have you on, and this is an honor and a blessing. So I got a couple questions for you. So like, what got you into videography, filming? Like, what got you like interested or into that field? Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
I would say what got me into it was more because of my brother. Um, I saw that he was working with different like artists, and him doing his like video content on the side. Um, I was really like intrigued about it, and I wanted him to to have me involved in some sort of way, either me just being in some B-roll footage, or I may just just be on the side, and then I get to learn. And I really wanted to actually just see if I could do it. And overall, like I work with like many different artists so far. I did a lot of like dancing content too. I've done like school projects as well. So I just liked it. I guess it just spoke to me in some sort of way. And just when I saw that, I was like, you know what, like maybe I do want to do this. So right as of now, I'm trying to get myself out there, trying to network with many different people, and hopefully it goes, well. But as of now, like I am really am trying to get, to put myself out there, hopefully to work with many different people, and just make a really good living out of it. So
So you
pretty
said you've
much
been doing this for 10 years.
about 10 years now. Yeah.
So like, what like any artists that you've worked with, any film have you worked with? If you want to name them,
Yeah, of course. So I have worked with like Alfonso King. He's one of the one of the artists that my brother knew. He's a hip hop artist. I was also in a few of his music videos. Like I was like a side character for like the most part. And then I work with Radio. Radio is really cool. I'm pretty sure I mean, you have met him at the event where we both met.
yeah.
Um, in the future, me and him are gonna get into more of the content stuff. Like get more into get more into music videos. So I really am like excited about doing this. But he also wants to do a photo shoot too. So I am gonna get more into that as well.
Awesome. So like, what
Yeah,
um so you're basically like your own entrepreneur, basically.
I guess. Yeah,
So
as you can
what
say. Yeah.
so what are the pros and cons of being a videographer, photographer, and all of those things? Like, give me the pros and cons, and like,
I
no, I'm saying like, what are the pros and cons to being a videographer or photographer, in this industry, and trying to get yourself out there, like how?
I mean, I would say that the pros is just meeting multiple different types of people, because when you work with just different people in general, you get to like learn about the individual, and you get to like study like the way how they move, and and like how they go about their like creativity.
Hmm.
So I like working with different people in terms of like it helps to motivate me and become better too. Um, but I would say like when it comes to cons, like I mean, it's not passive income. Like it's not always going to be like money that you're always going to get, but that's how you keep putting yourself out there, and that's how you network. So when people see that you're like really good at your work and you really are passionate about what you do, then they would definitely like put you out there, to many different people and say, hey, like I know a guy, I think that he will work well with you. So those are like I would say like the pros and cons in terms of doing this. But overall, like I'm just having fun, man. Like I think that's just like the most important thing about when you're working. I don't look at work just as work. I want to enjoy it. Like I want to look at work as like life. Like I don't want to just go to work and I hate my job. Like like I really just want to do something I really like to do. So hopefully, like something becomes bigger out there. That I could really make a living out of this. So
So like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
in 5 years, where I see myself in five years is to be a successful um, entrepreneur in terms of like in terms of videography, content creating, because I have done like YouTube as well. I also am getting into real estate as well. So it's like there's like so many different ways I'm trying to make enough like money. So I, I could tell you that I'm not really comfortable on where I'm at most of the time because I don't even think I will ever feel comfortable. I always want to become better. So it's just that's just the whole point. The way how I live my life is I see myself doing bigger and better things. I never wanted to seem like stuck, you know. So I always want to keep on going and like growing, and then just showcase my work and impress other people, and then we could definitely make some magic.
So where can people find you? Where can the audience?
So
Where can the people find you?
so if you guys want to find me, you can find me on Instagram. It's Amaury, ITSAMAURY. I'll say it again, ITSAMAURY. You can find me there. You can hit me up. And then you want to do a photo shoot, video, any type of content that you could think of, we could definitely do it. So you can just always like hit me up there.
So I want to ask you like
Yeah.
how well like what is your pet peeve when working with artists or anybody that wants to work with you? Like what are some things that are like a good go and a no go?
My biggest pet peeve is I would say when someone's not really like organized. So like if you tell me, hey, like we are going to meet at this time and this is how you want to go about it, I would like to know ahead of time. I don't like knowing things last minute. That's just me. Even though I work on things like on the fly most of the time, but it would be nice just to work with people who just are more organized. But not everyone has that experience, so I get I had to just sometimes give people the benefit of the doubt. Um, but when you work in this type of like industry, like or like anything, people would like for you to be organized. I think that's just the key thing here. So that's my biggest pet peeve when someone's just not organized and just like wastes your own time.
So let me ask you something like does
Yeah.
money like for example if some like you charge a certain amount of money and they give that amount to you, like does money really move you when it comes to your craft, or really more of like what your image looks like?
It's
What
more.
matters?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more on my like image. It's not really always about the money all the time. It's because I feel like that the money will just it will come. Like it will literally be there some sort of way. Um I just feel like more on my like image is important because and people see that you really do a good job and they love your work and they would like to work with you. Um it's not really always about the money, it's just more of like, what you put out there.
Mm. So what like what if you had an artist that wanted to work with you, but like maybe their content was something that you wasn't like you didn't agree with? Like, would you still work with them, or would you just still be like, listen, like it doesn't matter how much money it is, like I don't like what you're putting out, and I don't want to support that. I don't know, like what is your outlook on that?
I'll look on that. Well, I guess it really depends on what it is, but I always like to put my 2 cents in any work that I put out. But for the most part, if it's something that I don't feel comfortable doing, I would totally be 100% with the artist that I wouldn't do it. But I never really had that like experience to say no. I feel like every person I have like work with seems really professional and whatever that they want to put out and their message that they want to convey. I'm okay with it. I mean, I didn't really have any like issues with that, but but if it's something that I really truly don't feel like I don't really feel comfortable doing, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, so like, all right, so like, do you have like a website people can like see your work, or like your Instagram is more of like where people can see like most of your content and things like that?
I would say Instagram would be like the better source, but if you really want to go into my website, you could if you want to. So it's basically Amaury Gonzalez.mystrikingly.com. So you could go over there and then you can see if you want to look at my other stuff on my website. But honestly, I feel like people just prefer to go on like Instagram and just like click on videos and they could just like look at the at the links. So that's why I think that I prefer it to be on Instagram.
Let me ask you something. When it comes to artistry, do you try to put like your kind of flavor into it, or you just like just listen to what the artists say, or like what's your kind of flow to it? Like, say if an
It
artist
was
has a,
yeah. Go. Sorry, I didn't
I'm
mean to
saying like
cut you
say
off.
if an artist has an idea, do you just go with the idea, or you kind of just like say, oh, I like the idea, but I want to add to it, or maybe take away to add something better? Like, what's your
You
style?
know, it just really depends on the artist that you work with. If they prefer to go with their own style, then so be it. But I will always like to put my 2 cents in, no matter what. I always like to maybe try to see if I can make something a little bit better. But it's really up to the artist at this point because it's their content. I'm the one that's just recording and also editing. So if they really truly believe that this is like the type of content that they want to put out, then so be it. But I always like to ask, hey, like I think maybe we could do on this shot, or we could make it maybe go a different direction with this story. I will always like to ask, but if they say no, then it's fine. Like I can't really tell a person no of like what type of content that they want to put out.
Mm, that's good. So like, I want to know
Mhm.
like, for you being in this industry for this long, like, what do you see music? Like, how do you view music now? How do you view, the artistry? How do you view, content? How do you view actors and actresses? How do you view people that are just posting content? Like, what do you pay attention to in the artistry
Right.
world that captures your attention?
I think what catches my attention is the message. I really want to see what the artist is trying to put out there because anyone could just post anything, but what would really grasp my attention? If there's someone that I really look at their work, it could be music, dancing, or art, or like acting. It could be anything. If I truly believe in their work and I know that they could become big, and I believe in them, then I would love to work with that person. And I believe that if I truly believe if you are a superstar, and I believe that like you could become big, I would definitely do it.
Wow, that's awesome. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you something. Like, like, who's your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite artist? Of today or of all time to you, dead or alive?
Never lied. So a lot of my favorite artists are from like the early 2000s. So I would say like anything like Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Eminem, like everyone involving with on Dr. Dre is like that's my go to. I listen to that all the time. That's just what I grew up listening to. I gravitate more to that on music. Um, I like every artist in that group in that camp has their own different style. So it involves with like lyric, lyricism, storytelling. It could be pretty much anything. Like it's just something that I truly like from an artist, and I listen to it. So I would say during that like era, it's like what I truly like.
Okay, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
like, I know I was gonna actually have you listen to Jay Grind's music, but I think you were the one that recorded um
Yes, sir.
like me performing, and you heard my song. So like, kind of explain your experience in that moment while you were recording. Like, how did you feel in that moment?
I found that moment. I felt your lyrics, bro. I definitely did. Like I'm very into storytelling music. I really am. So like I like the message and the story that you put out, and I felt it, and it felt real. And it's like I said, like I didn't have to record anyone in that event. I wasn't hired to do anything. I just did it because I just want to see what what the world has to bring for like all of us. And I don't know. It's just something like about you. When I first met you, I shook your hand. You were like great. We just kind of like got along really well when we first met. And I saw something like in you, and I was like, I think that like this guy is going to kill it. And I was right, and I really did enjoy your performance and your song. So I'm glad that you actually let me to record your stuff, so then I could send it to you, and you could post it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, like
Hmm.
it's funny, like you say, like you gravitate towards like the old school sound and things like that, where it has a story behind it and it has a message. And I just, it's not about me, but like it's just awesome to see somebody else that's interested in that and that really takes their craft seriously as well, which is like so dope. Um,
Yeah.
what would you say to somebody? What would you say to like give? What would you say to someone younger than you? What would you tell them if they wanted to be in the same field as you?
The same field as me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say definitely have a mentor. Have someone that you could look up to and give you advice, because this stuff is not easy, because there's so many people that want to do the same thing as you. So you have to stand out. Um, and like I said, like just try to network as much people as possible. Go to different events. If you see anything, like if you had to sign up, or if you just had to pay to go like anywhere just to get any type of opportunity, I would say do it, because it's like I said, this whole like industry is filled with a lot of great talent, and you have to stand out. You have to. And the best thing to do is to put yourself out there and just talk. If you can think to yourself, oh man, like I'm kind of maybe a little nervous or scared to even go up to someone and say, hey, like, do you want to work, blah blah. But you just never know what a person is going to say. The worst thing they could do is say no. So I would say just put yourself out there, and just know that closed mouths don't get fed. So just really put yourself out there, and I hopefully someone will actually see that you're passionate, and also see that you're really good at your work.
What would you say? What are three things that you? Nah, I was saying like what are three things that matter to you in your life?
Three things matter to me,
Yeah.
and involving with like video,
In
or
general.
just me
In
in general,
general.
just
Just
me in
in general.
general.
Yeah.
Dude, it's my happiness, in terms of like I have to do what makes me happy. I can't like overthink and let people take control of how I feel and what I do in my life. So I gotta do what actually makes me happy. So that is one. It's definitely happiness. Two, I would say, surround yourself with a good amount of people. Like you don't necessarily need like a big circle. Like you just need people that like you could trust, and people that like they will help and motivate you, and also will tell you that, hey, you should take accountability of like what you did. Like, it's like you can't always be told what you want to hear, because that's not how you're gonna grow. So I have I have my share of like of things that I have done that weren't great, and I'm glad there were people out there who were just honest with me and told me, hey, like maybe you should have went about it this way instead of just doing it this way. And I'm glad that I have people like that in my life to actually give me advice. So I would say that it involves with like happiness, surround yourself with really good people, and let me see. I would say for a third, you know, I would say manage your time, because sometimes we could lose some sight of doing multiple things, and we don't know how to navigate through it. And I always tell everybody, if you really want to enjoy life and just not overwhelm yourself, just manage time. Uh, just be more like organized. So that's what I would say. Like the three things I would say that defines myself.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you want to say to the fans? What is something you want to say to the people about you? Like like your legacy, what you show to the world.
I would say, I would say, just know that you're not always going to be told yes. You're not always going to be, and most of the time you're going to be told a lot of no's. So I just tell everyone, just always keep a positive mindset, because I don't think anyone deserves your negativity, because they're just going about their day. Like, whatever that you're going through personally is, that's just you and how you handle it. Don't like lash it onto like other people. And I had to learn that like the hard way. um so it just only because what you're going through doesn't necessarily mean you gotta put it on like others. So I would say just really just keep a positive mindset, just keep on going, and your time will actually come.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome, Amaury. So, um, let the people know where they can find you. Guys, he's awesome. Awesome videographer. Trust me, check out my Trombo live performance. It was crystal clear. You got
Appreciate
everything.
it.
It looked like you was engaged, you was involved. It was like, you know what I'm saying, it looked really good. So, Amaury, please let the people know where they can find you, because I'm definitely gonna get you on for my personal videography and photo shoot. So, oh, also
I appreciate it, man.
before
Yeah.
we go, tell them why your price is your price. I don't know your price, but why is your price your price? Have you ever had issues with that?
I have issues with pricing. Uh, it had to be transparent with like everyone here. Yes, I had a lot of problems with on pricing, because it just really depends of what the person could like even offer. But I tried to meet like in the middle. But we all had to make a living here, so I try my best. Like, I try to like understand others, and hey, like I don't have the money now, but maybe like in the future, like maybe like when we work to get it more, I'll definitely give it to you. So I just had to understand like not everyone could always do it, but I'm here to like negotiate, and hopefully like when I negotiate with you, it's like, oh, okay, like this guy was actually nice so to actually do that. Maybe like next time I could pay him the exact amount that he actually asked for. Like, that's just how I am. I'm here to build re- relationships with many different people. It's like I said, it's not always about the money. I feel like when you just say, hey, I want $500, it's like, why should I give you $500? Like, so I really want you to just to work with me for you to understand why I'm probably worth $500. I'm not saying that I charge 500. It just really depends on the on the video, right? But I'm just saying, like, just we could work, and then maybe you could see why I'm worth a certain amount.
I love that. So again,
Yeah,
let the fans know who you are. Let them
yeah.
know where they can find you and all of that.
My name's Amaury. You can find me on Instagram. It's Amaury, ITSAMAURY. You can go on my website, amaurygonzalez.strikingly.com. You can go there too. But you can hit me up on Instagram. It's my first podcast, guys. So I'm telling you, like I'm a bit nervous. So like if I'm starting or like whatever, it's my first time doing this. So just try to like don't be so like harsh on me. But yeah,
Nah, you doing good, man.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you already
man.
know, y'all. Follow Amaury on all platforms: Instagram, website. Hit him on a DM. Stop playing. He's all about business. He's serious about business, and he's gonna work with you. Yo, so you already know, Amaury. You already know to the fans. You on the Jae Grind podcast, and we see y'all. Peace.
Thanks, man.